Look at me, on to my second video already. This is little Reggie, little Reginald, Regina, whatever I like to call her at the time. She came into my life under, of course, stress circumstances and the typical old rescue story. She took 2 weeks of living with me at home to feel safe enough to allow me to approach her and pet her. Now she has a coat that continually grows, so she needs regular grooming. And you can just imagine how that started. But I'm no magician, I'm no groomer by a long shot. But the way that I've gotten to the stage where we can actually groom her in one full session and then bath her afterwards as well is just by being patient and just taking time and listen to her. When she's uncomfortable, then stop, give her a break, change positions, etc. If you think about what you're doing, a lot of the time when an animal is struggling, when you're trying to do something to them, they're often uncomfortable. And what I've been guilty of in the past and what I've witnessed a lot in clinics is, if a dog is wiggling and uncomfortable, we apply more pressure and more force and more restraint, which is, with hindsight, 2020 vision and hindsight, is just the complete opposite thing to do. Think about the old arthritic dog on the hard floor being held down to trim their nails, and their sore joints are being pushed up against the whole car floor. So you just need to be super patient. And I've only been able to hold her like this in the last couple of grooms and bath sessions. Now she's hideous because I am not a stylist and I can't style her hair, but I can do a functional cut. And her belly is quite tricky to do, along with around her bottom for some reason, and her tail, well, and her feet, with most dogs, and her face. She's getting really good with her face, and we have breaks and we have some treats. If she wiggles or uncomfortable, we change positions, stop and think about what we're doing. So, and it's quite hard to get into her little belly, but just doing little bits at a time. So she's shying away with her feet there, so I'm not going to touch your feet, but just little bits that she'll tolerate. So she thinks, or she learns, hopefully. It's so hard to unlearn negative experiences, right? We know that from our own lives. And it takes a long time to build back trust. A bit wiggly? Uncomfortable? And that trust has to be built on a perfect record of never being deceived or harmed. And so you really got to be careful. The nail trimming is one of the worst traumatic events for dogs and cats, because we're stressed and panicked, they're stressed and panicked, they move, we cut too short, and it's really painful. And that's a negative experience. And so they're obviously and understandably not going to let you do that again very easily. Just take time. That's why I don't have any time limits on my visits, and you just have to be patient, because if you get upset, impatient or grumpy, that's just going to harm your relationship with your dog and make it harder for the next time. Hey you. So we just take things slow. She's already tolerated a lot because we've gone out for a walk in the bush, and she had a weepy eye, so I think it's been whacked with some grass seeds many times. So I've already put some stain in there and some local anesthetic and trimmed up around her eyes already, so she's put up with a lot and she's doing well. But intermittent treats, going slow and making sure she's comfortable or physically comfortable.